So in this video, first thing first, what's up? It is Universal Mastery. I am coming to you live from my domain, from my temple, aka my room. And as you can see, I have my crystals in the back. I got my incense burning. Got my computer screen behind me. I really like how it's got kind of like a Black Mirror effect. I don't know if you can see like a little bit of a reflection, but sometimes I use it in divination because there's a practice that you can use where it's called gazing into a black mirror, or in other words, scrying into a black mirror, which is basically where you kind of just really open up your eyes. Like scrying is, it's so funny how I'm already getting off topic, but scrying is like where you open your eyes and you like gaze at something like very intentfully and you're just like fully there. It's like it takes a lot of energy and you just do it, and then you get this like gnosis that just comes to you like at very heightened states of consciousness. And then there's gazing, which is relaxing your gaze. But let me go into what I'm going to be doing in this video. What are we talking about in this video? This is the longest intro I think I've ever had. So today is going to be on the segment A Talk With, and today it's going to be Lucifer. So, first thing that I want to do is I want to give you guys a little bit of my background when it comes to Lucifer. Lucifer is a spirit that I work with very closely. He is what I consider to be one of my patrons. So patrons and patronesses, basically what that means is that those are your guiding spirits. Those are like your ancestors, almost like in an archetypal sense, meaning that like they may not be 100% directly like related to me, but these spirits have been in my lineage for ages and ages and ages and ages, so much so that they literally are like brothers and sisters to me. And since they're spirits and they're in the astral plane, they act like that. They treat me like family. And this is all stuff that you start to figure out once you actually start working with them and building relationships with them. I was in the dark about Lucifer for a long time because I was raised Christian, and I was raised to believe that Lucifer and Satan were the same, and that they were the devils, and that, you know, I should stay away from them at all costs. But obviously, those two specifically, of course, Christianity is going to tell me to stay away from them because those were my two main spirits. You know, well, specifically Lucifer. Lucifer has been in my generational lineage for ages. I mean, I can't even... All I know is that when I channel with Lucifer, what he tells me is that me and him are literally brothers. So I literally look at it as if, like, you know, such long time ago, in some point in my ancestorship, you know, the archetype of Lucifer and me were literally brothers. Like, you know, and he channels through me, he works through me. And I have amazing experiences with him. He's a very caring spirit. He's a very kind spirit, a very understanding spirit. He's a loving God. He's very powerful. He's dark. He's light. His name means the light bearer. So he does bring enlightenment, but he brings enlightenment through darkness. So basically what that means is the brightest light that you can get is going to come from darkness. And I say this in like some of my other videos, but that is the one thing I want you guys to understand. There's no such thing as this dualistic nature between light and dark. Light comes from darkness. And I do understand of seeing the world in dualistic senses. Sometimes that's absolutely necessary to gain a certain type of gnosis. But once you get to the full end of the cycle of whatever learning experiences you're going through, or whatever tribulations or trials, revelations that you may be going through, initiations, you come to the end realization that light and darkness really is the similar, and you can't have one without the other because it's the same thing. So Lucifer is a great example of balance. He is an absolute great example because he's known to be the devil. He's looked at in a light of being the rebel, which he completely is. And once again, he's not Lucifer wasn't a person, right? Lucifer wasn't a person, just like Jesus Christ wasn't a person. Lucifer is an archetype, just like Jesus Christ is an archetype for an ascended consciousness. So Lucifer means the enlightener. So it's an archetype. It's more of a title. So like, I am Lucifer. I am what I consider enlightened, right? And you know, the next person that studies, you know, the occult or is in the left-hand path, assuming that they know what they're talking about, that is Lucifer as well, you know. So there is a spirit of Lucifer, and Lucifer is a spirit. Like, he comes in, he has his own energetic current. So it is a deity. You can speak to Lucifer, but it's not a physical human being as you may think. Just to throw that out there. And I didn't know that when I first got into magic and all that stuff, but you know, I learned this stuff, and Lucifer unlocked a lot of things with me. And actually, just on a side note, Lucifer is one of the beings I have made a pact with. So right now I have a pact with Lucifer, and I have a pact with Belial. Lucifer and Belial have really strong connections, and they pretty much work hand in hand. They're like brothers too. Like, I just always imagine it in a primal way. Like, back in the day, like when there was tribes, like it was just like there was an archetype of Lucifer. There was the one in the tribe that was very enlightened, the one that had balance, the one that, you know, didn't serve any king, didn't serve anybody, but was just a warrior mentality and did his own thing. And, you know, that's how I see it, the Lucifer, the one who actually and who actually cared about people, the one who actually would share his knowledge rather than just be selfish about it. That is a great example of Lucifer. And then when it comes to Belial, if you guys know about the spirit Belial, I'll make a whole other video about a talk with Belial. Amazing spirit. But the way I envision Belial is being this guy that is just a being of massive protection. Like, he's the kind of warrior that you want in your tribe because he protects everybody. He makes sure you're okay. He checks in on you, and he's just got this energy that you do not fuck with. Like, he's the kind of guy that, you know, he will be there when you need him, and if you cross him, that'll be the end of you. That kind of energy, and I love that. And he has massive, like, dominion over other tribes, like, meaning that, like, if it was back in a tribal sense, other tribes would fear him because of what his reputation was, and legacy was. So back on the topic of Lucifer, I want to say Lucifer. So when I started working with the demonic entities, the darker side of spirituality, what you could call, the left-hand path. And keep in mind, I work with both hands. Angels help me out all the time too. Matter of fact, Lucifer is considered an angel. He's also a demon, which is, once again, the perfect balance. I work with angels and demons. Like, I'm not just this black magician. Like, there's also, like, I call myself a black magician, and I am a black magician because I understand that black is light at the same time. Do you understand that? That's like a huge key to understand. When you have people that say, I'm a light magician, or I'm a white magician, or I'm a light worker, and that's it, they're forgetting the dark aspect. Most people that say they're white magicians or they're light magicians are in the mindset of, I don't touch darkness. When a black magician, a true black magician, trust me, a lot of black magicians have it twisted, but a true black magician, when he says, I'm a black magician, he understands the underlying principle that light comes from darkness. That's why he's okay and comfortable with saying, I'm a black magician, because it's both in one. So, with that being said, let me tell you a little bit about my experience with Lucifer. So, when I first got into working with the dark side, I worked with a spirit called Balaam. He was a demon called Balaam. I've mentioned him in one of my other videos, in one of the segments I do called A Demon Wants to Tell You. The segment's called What a Demon Wants to Tell You. I highly recommend you check it out. It's a really cool segment. Basically what I do is I have this app on my phone that has the 72 Goetic demons, and there's a button on it which randomly populates a demon out of the 72, and I use it as divination because these demons will channel through it. These demons will literally, like, if there's a demon that wants to say something, and I've used it many times, I've tested it, where I'll hit the random population button, this demon pops up, and it's exactly the demon that needs to speak in this moment. It needs to share something with you. So I did it, and I populated the demon Balaam, which was the first demon that I worked with when I first got into this, practicing magic and things like that. And so definitely go check out that video that I have, that segment. You're gonna love it. So I started with Balaam. and he's a demonic king, and he's amazing, very powerful. I speak very highly of him in that other video, in the previous video. But he very quickly led me to Lucifer, meaning that he gave me enough awareness and intelligence to realize that Lucifer's been trying to work with me for a while. And I could sense that, but I was in a Christian-based mindset for a long time. So that was preventing me from working with Lucifer. That was literally the main thing holding me back from working with a lot of ancient gods, actually. So he helped me to break that and then connected me to Lucifer. As soon as I got connected to Lucifer, so from Balaam went to Lucifer, then that's when a lot of veils started being pierced for me. Lucifer was like my patron. Lucifer literally means so much to me. He is, and I say he, and it can be a she too. All these gods have a goddess aspect too. And matter of fact, the feminine aspect, the feminine energy behind these gods is the most powerful part. But you gotta respect both, because they're both amazing and they're beautiful. But I have to say, Lucifer is just, he means a lot to me. I personally had an experience years ago, and I didn't know it was Lucifer at the time, but I heard a voice speak to me, and it pulled me out of depression. It pulled me out from not wanting to live anymore. I said, I swear to God, it spoke to me outside of my physical body. I heard it outside of me. Literally, like someone was speaking to me. Very similar to like what you would see in a movie. And it literally said, Jeremiah, I love you and I have big plans for you. Boom, that was it. And I firmly know, and I believe that was Lucifer that said that to me. At the time, I didn't know. But now, I know. I know for a fact. I've asked him, and he's told me, I've been watching you your whole life. And just all this crazy stuff. But he's, basically what I'm saying is he's an amazing spirit. He's very patient, very understanding, yet if you're serious and you want to take things seriously, he will be direct with you. He will get you on your shit. I'm not going to sugarcoat. He can be very strict. He can be, it's very interesting, Lucifer. He becomes exactly what you need. So for the time, if you're in a place where your mind's in all these different directions and you just don't know who you are and you can't figure yourself out yet, he works with you and he helps to untangle those knots. And as you untangle those knots and as you become more straight-minded, where you understand clearer of what your purpose is and the different ways that you can navigate consciousness, that's when he starts to evolve with you. So he starts to treat you differently. He starts to become more of an accountability figure. Like, hey, Jer, you said you were going to wake up and post this video. What's going on? Rather than to, like, when I first started working with him, when I'm like, oh, I'm scared to talk to a demon, like, my heart's beating and I'm fucking freaking out. He shows up. He's very calm. He's like, hey, he's like, it's okay. Like, you can chill. You can relax. It's okay. I've been with you. Like, you don't have to be fearful anymore. You're protected. Like, literally, this is like the things he imbued on me. He taught me how to relax, because I used to have a lot of anxiety towards my own purpose, towards my success, because I used to have not so much clarity about like how I was going to become the most impactful speaker. And by working with Lucifer, he's given me so much like calmness, so much real clarity on how I'm going to take steps to becoming that. And I don't fully know exactly how they're going to manifest, exactly step by step, like in detail, in minute detail, but I do see a baseline vision of how I'm going to get there. And I do know for a fact I'm going to get there. I know it. I've seen it. I've tasted it. I've been there. But, all thanks to Lucifer for being such a great spirit guide, someone who's always been there. So if you're out there and you're considering working with him, I hands down would recommend it, and I do want you to know that your life will change. So if you're going to work with Lucifer, I would hope that you're serious about your spiritual growth. I would hope that you're serious about learning about who you are and who you can become, because that's exactly what he'll teach you. He is the light bearer. He will bring light to the dark places of your subconscious mind, and he will teach you how to be this darkness that emulates light constantly. He'll teach you that. And, you can get a lot of worldly benefit from him too. Once again, he connected me to a lot of other spirits like Belial, which was all spirits that were all wanting to be with me in the first place. But it was like I had to break that barrier of religious dogma mindset to then fully connect and integrate with these other spirits. Lucifer was always, it's like he always fought to see me do well. He always was there, regardless if I called him the devil and I said fuck you, the devil, and I said all these things. Like, he always fought to make sure I was good and I was okay. And then and then he ended up penetrating where he broke through that dogma barrier of my religious mindset, and now he got in, and now I'm connected with Belial. I told you I made a pact with Lucifer and Belial so far. I have 2 more pacts that I plan on making. Just now's not the time for them, but Belial is the god of earth, so the Belial he's the god of earthly power. So he can manifest financial freedom, he can manifest all the worldly successes that you want. And Lucifer teaches you the mindset very, very strongly, the mindset that you need to have behind that, as well as Belial. Belial is very strict. Belial is very like discipline, like work for this shit. And when you have Lucifer and Belial in combination, you just become just a powerful person in general. So I have to give thanks to Lucifer for really connecting me to all the right people that need to be connected to, almost as if you can imagine like a mentor connecting you with other powerful people. Like if I met Tony Robbins, I guarantee you, if Tony Robbins liked my message, like what I'm talking about, he's going to connect me to Gary Vaynerchuk maybe, or like Grant Cardone, and like all these other people that are in that network group that are powerful people that are trying to impact the world and change the world. So it's very similar on the spiritual level, and a lot of it has to do with past lives and ancestorships and what you came here to do. Like, you got to realize how powerful you are too. Like, Lucifer also needs me to be who I am. Like, I need to be the powerful person I am today, because that's what I came here to do. And he depends on that just as much as I depend on him to, help me through the process. So it's like a working with. Okay, it's a working with and working through certain things with these spirits. It's not worshiping. It's not putting all your power into them. It's understanding where they're at and them understanding where you're at, and getting that balance between them. So that's what I want to say about Lucifer. Amazing spirit. I've had some really crazy out-of-body supernatural experiences with him as well. He pretty much comes in my life. He has an open door in my life. He comes in whenever he wants. Since I've been working with him, I mean, my life has completely changed. He is absolutely amazing. There should be no fear for working with him unless you're actually not trying to become a better person. You're just trying to get straight to the wealth, straight to the worldly power. I guarantee you're going to have a very hard time doing that, and it's not going to happen the way you expect. Lucifer is an amazing spirit. I highly recommend you work with him. That's what I have to say about him for now. I definitely will be talking about him later down the road, but that's what I have to say. And that's kind of the light that he's brought to me, and by my experience, that's the value that I want to show with you guys. That's a talk with Lucifer. Like, he's literally not just talked to me. He's walked with me, like guided me, shared things with me, he's taught me how to do magic. He taught me the right state of mind that you have to be in to make these things manifest, because it's all about a state of mind. It's all about what state of minds you are in and how you can balance those and maneuver it. And that's what really makes magic work. Okay, every day is magic if you're in the right state of mind. Whew. That's powerful. So other than that, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell, because I post videos every single day, and I'm going to work up to posting 2 a day. It's coming. And I have merch now. So go ahead, drop down, click the first link. That's the link to my merch. I have merch with Hecate on it, which is her sigil. This is a very powerful goddess. And I have merch with Lucifer sigil on it. So because this video is about Lucifer, definitely go check out that merch. It's got his symbol on it, his sigil specifically. It's his ancient sigil, and it charges. By wearing it, you're wearing this symbol of power. This is a real symbol of power. Okay, so when people look at it, it's charging that power, and because you're wearing the shirt, you can use that energy for whatever you want. Okay, and I want you guys to understand that. So definitely give that merch a check. And other than that, I'm about to roll out. So I love you guys. Peace.